All right, so today, like I mentioned, we are looking at a Zumetra OBD2 integration, okay? So when we talk about, Zumetra obviously is a artificial intelligence powered vehicle intelligence platform, all right? So what that talks about is essentially you want to know the health of your vehicle, right? And not only that, right? Um, tracking the mileage of your vehicle. I know a lot of folks here, especially those contractors, the enterprise level, are looking for a way to be able to effectively track the mileage of your vehicle. And obviously, this is one of the things that we do really well. Zumetra, we help you understand, where your vehicle's at, where your vehicle has been, and to be able to, adequately track the health of your vehicle. Right, when is the next maintenance, ready for your vehicle and things like this, right? So, but today we are essentially looking at the OBD2 integration. All right, Zumetra obviously exists on the web. We have the cloud platform where all integrations actually come together. All right, but on the mobile app side, it works on both the iOS and Android. All right, the only thing you need with your vehicle, all right, is actually you can begin to use it, just the mobile app directly. You can start using the mobile app directly like that, and all you need to do is to set up your vehicle profile. Once the vehicle profile is set up, you're good to go. All right. But if you want to, have deeper integration even with your vehicle, you want to be able to connect with your vehicle ECU computer. Essentially, that interface, that link, is the OBD2, right, device. All right. Modern vehicles, has been majority of the modern vehicles, have OBD2 integration, right? So all you need to do is, get an OBD2, dongle or adapter, as it's called online. We also, provide OBD2 devices as well, so you can actually order a Zumetra OBD2 device directly from us as well. So with the OBD2 integration, right, what you do is that you look for your vehicle's OBD2 port, usually at the left hand side of the driving wheel, right, the steering wheel, right, and it's usually below that, right. So look for the port, and again, for different vehicles may be different, all right, but usually it's next to the below the driving wheel, right. So once you plug that in, essentially what happens is that Zumetra app is very smart. It can intelligently, right? Well, the first time you plug it in, you have to select connection, right? So when you scroll down to the app, you'll see what they call the connection. And I'm going to do a demo of this afterwards, right? So that you can see what I'm talking about. Right? But so once you do the connection, right, the app will intelligently look for the devices around you, pick up whatever OBD2 device, as long as it's Bluetooth enabled, right? We are currently supporting Bluetooth enabled OBD2 device, right? So you're going to click on connect. Once you connect, Zumetra will do the rest for you, right? It would locate the protocols that is involved. It would look for the best protocol, because obviously you have the CAN bus protocol, and you also have different kind of protocol, right? So Zumetra would actually scan all the protocols available with your device and select the best. All right. When I say the best, I'm talking about the fastest, the best. All right. The one that doesn't drop connection. Right. So Zumetra will select that and create a vehicle profile for you by itself, and then boom, you're done. All right. And from that moment onwards, you can begin to track vehicle level data, like your fuel, your speed, your throttle, position, and things like this, right? It essentially helps you even to connect deep into your vehicle. And once that is done, right, you can begin to gather sufficient data that helps you to understand what your car is doing, right? So we're going to move on, all right? So so then we have the this is the a very simplified form of what happens, right? You have the OBD2 device in there, all right, on the left hand, and at the center you have the real-time vehicle data, like I mentioned earlier, the flow level, the speed of the engine load, the speed of the vehicle, and all forms of data that is important even to help you run your vehicle in a very efficient manner, and also in a cost efficient manner as well, right? So here it determines when your vehicle would need servicing and things like this, right? A lot of wonders happen with Zumetra, but all this is made possible with the ability of being able to connect to the vehicle's ECU via the OBD2 device, right? And then obviously you can see all the chart on a Zumetra cloud, right? We're gonna move on, all right? So introducing Zumetra Advanced OBD2 Integration, all right? Zumetra delivers enterprise-grade vehicle diagnostics, all right, and real-time analytics. Right? Our integration combines an automated precision with data intelligence to empower drivers, not only drivers, fleet as well, but also engineers alike. A lot of integration out there, is only either focused on for drivers, which is a good thing, right? But we don't stop at drivers, we extend it to fleet. And even at that, we don't stop at fleet, right? We go all the way even to the kind of data that engineers would love, right? So our integration, goes deep beyond the surface. All right, that is that vehicle diagram. All right, so here are a few things that I want to, quickly highlight. All right, we have, like I mentioned, comprehensive vehicle diagnostics, right? We have about at least 80 vehicle parameters, right? Full range of standard OBD2 PIDs, right? These are the IDs that are your ECU understand or can send data via, right, to your OBD2 device, and from that OBD2 device, Zumetra will pick it up, right? We have we track real-time engine data, right? So like things like RPM, your speed, your load, the temperature, the fuel level, right? And then we go even further to advanced diagnostics, right? Throttle positions, intake pressure, oxygen sensors, right? Emission monitoring. We also, do emission monitoring as well. A lot of fleet managers worry about their vehicle going to pass in the emission test and things like this. We have that. We have you covered, right? So we measure it, calculate temperature. We collect that data. Evaporative system data as well, and then we go to system analysis, right? That's the fuel system analysis, the injection timing, air fuel ratios, and even the economic calculations, right? Zumetra will do all that for you once we have the data from your OBD2 device. All right, and then obviously, what is OBD2 integration without detecting the vehicle, right? Because it's all about the vehicle, right? So we have vehicle identification. There's automatic VIN, that is vehicle identification number detection. All right, and then we create a full profile, all right, for your vehicle. Essentially, we know what kind of vehicle it is from the VIN. All right, we can begin to provide data that can really help your specific kind of vehicle. Right? And then we have obviously diagnostic trouble codes, right? The DTC. We have the reading with the descriptions and severity levels. All right, when is the last time that the DTC code was cleared and things like this, right? We cover all that, right? And then we have multi-frame protocol support. This is very important, especially because there are different OBD2 devices. Depending, you can have different protocols in there, but especially for modern OBD2 devices, right? There's a lot more data that's been sent from the ECU even to this OBD2 device, and sometimes the length of this data is more than what can be contained in a frame, right? And that is why modern devices actually use what they call multi-frame protocol support, multi-frame protocol, right? And for us as Zumetra, we actually look at that multi-frame protocol, and we essentially combine the data together to understand what the ECU is saying, right? So there's single frame protocol, there's multi-frame, right? We support both, all right? Multi-frame essentially helps us even to track to get the data that your vehicle ECU is transmitting, right, without missing the bit in there, right? A lot of solutions out there would only cater for single frame, and hence they will miss a lot of data, right? Because Zumetra, that is not the case. But we actually support both single frame and multi-frame, both single frame and multi-frame protocol support. I'm gonna move on, right? And then, like I mentioned, we have intelligent PID discovery. So how that works is that for Zumetra, all right, what we do is instead of looking at the standard PID support, that is good, right? That is the approach that many solutions do, right? We actually speak to your OBD2 device, all right, to speak to your ECU, say, hey, OBD2 device, give me all the protocol that give me all the PIDs that this vehicle ECU support. Not understand, because there's a difference between the understanding of it and the support of it, right? Most ECU will support would understand, right? Most PIDs, right? That is defined by the OBD2, protocol support, right? But for us, right, what we do is to ask the OBD2, to ask the ECU, hey, I want to see all the PIDs that is actually, recognized and also supported. Support, we're talking about, PIDs that actually return, valid data, all right? Return valid data, not not blindly polling. We're not blindly polling, PIDs to say, oh, do I have data or not, right? So essentially, Zumetra would automatically detect, the vehicle supported parameters for that particular vehicle, right? That is that. And then we have what they call the dynamic polling optimization, all right? And also adaptive, polling rate. Essentially, what that means is that we don't, rush your OBD2 device and jam, signal and things like this, right? What we do is intelligently, monitor the speed, all right? This is very interesting because one of the things that we do, right, when we pair the OBD2 device with Zumetra, is that we actually look at what is the best protocol. We scan for the best protocol for your device, right? There is the ISO, the CAN-BUS protocol, and also the protocols, right? We actually take a look at all the protocols, and then we score them. We score the protocols, and then we select what is the best protocol for that communication. Because the fact that certain protocol is supported does not mean it's the best protocol to actually transmit the data from your vehicle's ECU to Zumetra, right? So, or to any solution out there. So, but for us at Zumetra, we actually look at what is the best protocol. We scan even this protocol to see what is the support, and then we score them, right? And based on that score, we use that protocol to connect even with your vehicle. All right. What that gives us is an advantage in terms of speed and not missing any data that your EC may be broadcasting through the OBD2. All right. So obviously, once we have this data as well, we combine this data with your GPS device data that is on the on your mobile phone, right? So because it is one thing to have an OBD2 device data, all right, but it's another thing to be able to collect GPS data and then cross-reference this data, right? So Zumetra does that for you. Then we have what we call the connection management, or we have a robust, auto reconnection and error handling. All right. Essentially, we don't leave you in the dark, right? If something happens to your connection, right, Zumetra would automatically try to, reconnect your vehicle back, to get, that data, that real-time data. When we say, call it near real-time because it's still polling, right? In fact, sometimes we realize that the data, coming in fact, again, depends on your OBD2, all right? Sometimes the data, coming from your ECU to the OBD2 to the app, right, is actually, almost simultaneous, with what data you have on your odometer, right? It's a miracle, looking at especially with the newer OBD2 devices, right? We get this engine data in near real time. Right. Obviously, like I mentioned, we also support multi-vehicle. Right. So you can have multiple vehicle profile within Zumetra. All right. And then we have multi-device capability as well. All right. So now the question is, why choose Zumetra? Well, we have precision diagnostics with adaptive intelligence. In English, what that means is that we don't just handle diagnostics, right? We handle diagnostics with precision, right? And when we look at the data, right, our system is able to adapt with your vehicle, right, to understand what your vehicle is doing, what your vehicle is, saying. Because, I love to say this, right, that every vehicle talks, right? All right. The question is, are you listening, right? Every vehicle talks, but are you listening, right? So Zumetra would actually help you hear what your vehicle is saying. Okay. Right, now we move on, right? So why Zumetra? All right, we have unified vehicle data analytics platform. So essentially, in the past 1 year, you can actually look at what your vehicle has been saying to you. All right, you can look at we can also have what they call a predictive maintenance, right? To say, okay, your vehicle has spoken about this, right? Because the vehicle is always talking, right? So your vehicle has from its logs set this and this and this and this, right? When is the a possible next breakdown, right? And what we do is that actually try to catch that before your vehicle breaks down. All right, so we have that functionality as well, and then we have our fleet scalability and cross vehicle compatibility. So essentially, you can either you have whether you have one vehicle or you have hundreds of vehicles, right? Zumetra is your solution. Zumetra is the intelligence that brings all those vehicles together. You can just go on the dashboard and easily manage all those vehicles. All right. And like I mentioned, we have real-time monitoring and cloud integration. All right. Zumetra is reliable. It's been tested to the point of breaking. All right. So because we are vehicle owners too, right? So this is actually what we use at Zumetra as well. So Zumetra uses Zumetra. All right. So it's a reliable solution. We've tested all sorts of different solutions out there before we actually built Zumetra. So Zumetra is optimized for performance. Zumetra does not quit on you. All right. And like I mentioned, Zumetra is just that organization, that company that grows with you. All right, understands your car. Zumetra speaks the language of your vehicle. All right, and so before we round up today, I'm gonna quickly have a demo on how connection works. All right, on the Zumetra app. Right, so I'm gonna quickly play that demo. This is pre-recorded, obviously. So what's happening there is that we're scrolling down, tap on the vehicle health, click on that. Let me pause it for a little bit. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so I'm going to start again, right? So it's pre-recorded, right? So you can see the vehicle health is at the bottom of the app, all right? You can tap on that and click on scan for devices. Then you can connect to that VPAC, right? To that VPAC device, OBD2. So I'm using the VPAC OBD2 device, right? That's the OBD2 device made by VPAC. You can see right there, all right? So you can connect even to that. All right, select connect. Once you connect, that's it, right? And then Zumetra would actually do the detection, right? It would detect the protocols, all right? It will test in all these different protocols, test, and then select the best protocol. You can see that is that is actually in real time. It's not, it's not sped up. It's not being edited at all. And then what happens next is that it begins to, establish connection with your vehicle, all right? And Yes, all right. You would initialize communication in the protocols. Like I said, this is real time. Okay, we're just going up and down there to see what's going on. All right. It will read vehicle information, it will optimize connection settings, and then it will try to finalize in the vehicle profile. Okay, we're on step 4 or 5 now. Step 5 or 5, and that's it. We have a Toyota, vehicle, a 6-cylinder V-shaped in there. All right. I will see initial, PIDs 8 PIDs in there. All right, but that is that, and then you see, the profile is created already for that vehicle, and in the case of this vehicle, right, you can see the engine metrics in there. So with the engine metrics, right, let's do that again. All right, yeah, you can see the RPM of the engine. Obviously, this vehicle was addressed when this was recorded. All right, so it really pulls, in all that data in. You have engine load in there, coolant temperature. All right, fuel level depends on the OBD adapter that you're using, right? A fuel level maybe right available there, or some may be available much later. All right, but whatever the case may be, if your OBD2 device supports that, or your vehicle supports that, you'll be able to put that information here. All right, and that is the demo. All right, we're going to move forward. All right, so again, like I said, Zumetra is the AI-powered vehicle intelligence platform. All right, and I want to invite you to experience the future of automotive connectivity, and intelligence today with Zumetra. All right, Zumetra, will power your navigation. Zumetra is the brain box that your vehicle has been asking for. Thank you so much. All right, so we're going to move on now. Questions? All right, I'm looking at that. Some quick one. Yeah, looking at questions here. Is it? Oh yes. The question is, do we have to buy an additional OBD device? Yes, that is. So again, you can either order your OBD2 device from Zumetra directly, or you can order online from one of basically any modern OBD2 device with Bluetooth support will work with Zumetra. Right, so you can obviously we love that you order with us, but any OBD2 device would work. All right, is there an additional subscription? Very good question. So the question is if there's an additional subscription for integrating OBD2 device. Well, very good question. So for OBD2 integration, right, you can see, this integration, with the annual subscription, right? Basically, Zumetra subscription is starting at $6.99, all right, a month. All right, that is nothing, right? Compared to your meal, your last meal at Wendy's or whatever, right? But even it gets even better, right? If you subscribe, if you're paying annually, right, that drops down to about $5.50, right? So it's pretty affordable. But to answer the question, right? So the OBD2 integration is available with that subscription, right? So for regular user, it's just the mileage tracking, right? So we do support at least 50 trips monthly, right? So 50 free trips monthly for no subscription users, all right? But for individuals who are looking to manage even their to have intelligence with their vehicle, right? You have to go for that subscription. Oh yeah. So asking about tax integration. Well, OBD2 Zumetra, the entire purpose of Zumetra is for you to be able to understand your vehicle, right? To know where your vehicle has been, where it's going, and things like that. So all that information is actually prepared in the report, right? So you can Zumetra has a very beautiful, chart report that you can download monthly or even annually, right? Or anytime you want to. You can just go to your report, anytime you want, right? And the good thing about Zumetra report is that it helps you, sort out all the tax, based on your state or wherever you are. So, your accountant will thank you, right? CPA will thank you for the kind of reports that Zumetra actually generates, right? Yeah, that answers the question. Well, I think that is it for today. Again, thank you everybody, even for joining us. I really appreciate your time. And like I said, I don't want to take too much of your time, but you have that information. All right, you can go to the App Store today to actually download Zumetra. All right, just on the App Store, Apple App Store, just go to search and type Zumetra. All right, or I'm also going to send a link in this chat conversation so everybody can see. I'll take you for a spin, and I'll be happy even to help you out. Right. Thank you so much even for joining us today, and I'll talk to you soon.